Now, let's have a look at the logic editor and create a simple application. At the bottom of the Configuration tab, click on SCADApack X70 Logic, and then click on Open Editor. The logic editor will appear in the taskbar. Now, with SCADApack X70 Logic Editor open, at the top of the page we can see the project name. At the bottom of the page, we can see that the project is currently offline and that the project has not been built. In the Variables and Function Block Instances folder, we can look at Derived Variables. This is a list of all the objects created in RemoteConnect for the SCADApack 575 project. As we scroll down, we can see Pump 1, Pump 2, and Tank Level as well in this area. Logic Editor includes much more than we can show in this brief demonstration, but let's build a simple application. In the Mast Sections area, we click on Logic, and in the Logic folder we right-click and select New Section. Here we can create a section of logic called Tank. There are various languages available. Structured text and ladder diagram are popular, but we'll pick function block diagram here. Now the function block diagram section of logic is open. To insert logic into this project, we could hold down the Control key and click I to insert, or we can use the Function and Function Block Input Assistant button here on the toolbar. To find a function block that we need, we can click on the ellipsis, the ... and search through the library. There are many useful ones in the SCADApack X70 category. Or if we already know the name of the function block we want, we can just type it. In this case, I'm going to select RS. That's a bistable reset function block. If you don't know what that is, you can click Help on Type and get extensive help for this function block. To configure the inputs and outputs, you could configure them right here in the Entry field. Alternately, you could click OK, and you can see a little function block following the cursor around, and you can just click and drop the function block where you want it. Now you can click and drag it to move it around. You could create a project with just one pump. This is sufficient logic to do basic control of one pump, but we are going to do basic control of two pumps. We could go back into the Input Assistant and find another RS function block, or we could just select the function block, copy it, paste it. We can't drop it there, so we'll drag it down and drop it below. You can resize the window here by holding down the Control key and using your mouse's scroll wheel if you want to zoom in a little bit. We'll configure the reset input of the lower function block first by simply double-clicking on the input. Then we can click the ellipsis. That brings up the dialog that lets us find the object we want. In this case, we're going to be looking at tank level, but it's not just a simple variable. Here we want to look at tank level low 1 state. There are many items available here. We want tank level low 1 state. And this will go true, you might recall, when the value goes below an engineering unit's value of 20. Now we're going to tie the set input, which makes the output go true, to tank 1 level again, but in this case it's going to be the high 1 state. Finally, for this function block, we're going to double-click on the output, and we're going to control pump 1 with it. Again, we're not just going to control a simple variable, we're going to control the object called pump 1, and the attribute that controls the output is actually called pump1.value. So that's our logic for one pump, but we're going to go and redo all of this for the second pump. First, we'll configure the reset for the second pump, and we're going to use the same low 1 state. We could use a different state if we wanted, but for the set to turn on the pump, we'll use the H2 state in this case. So this says if the level in the tank continues to rise even after we turn on pump 1 and the level reaches 80, then turn on the second pump, which can help reduce the level of the tank. Now we'll set the output to control pump 2, selecting pump 2 dot value. So there is the logic required. When you're ready to carry on, please continue to video number 5.